My biggest struggle prior to joining LeanFastRx was that I was gaining weight, and the things that I typically did to lose that weight were not working any longer. And it was a cycle that would occur every couple of months where I would gain and meet a certain threshold, and then I would try going back to doing the things that would help me lose it. I wouldn't lose as much as I typically was used to, or it would happen very slowly. And then because life is abundant and busy and blessed, we would have these occasions where I would fall victim to my appetite. It was feeling controlled by my appetite. I was a slave to what I was hungry for, and I was fed up. And I thought, if I continue, it had been like 2.5, 3 years of this, and if I continued on this track where I gained like 20 pounds in a couple months, and then I lose some, regain it, plus another pound or two, by the time I'd be 50, I would be obese. And I couldn't have that. I didn't want to have that for my life. I didn't want to have that for my daughter, for my husband. It just wasn't looking good. So I joined due to that struggle. The biggest doubt or hesitation was that I'd be judged because I've been pretty lean. After a certain point in my life, after graduating college, or when I was getting my master's, I had become pretty lean and stayed lean. And then being a Group X instructor, people just constantly looking at me, oh, you don't need that. Oh, you look great, blah, blah, blah. But I had this personal standard, and I had this story that I shared earlier about gaining this weight and then not being able to lose it anymore. And the way that I was accustomed to, and if I continued on that track, I was going to end up being very much overweight in just a couple years and not wanting that. And I think that's a very personal thing that some people didn't understand, or still don't understand. But I am just so happy that I overcame that and ended up joining anyway, because it really, once you start, any hesitation or doubt that you may have had, at least for me with my response to the program, it's been completely squashed. Truthfully, very well targeted ads on social media attracted me to it. And then when I inquired more, very quick response times. It seemed to be very transparent. They answered all my questions, not only promptly, but also very informatively. And I tend to have a lot of questions when I'm getting into something new. So I think I probably annoyed the customer service agents, but they were there for it and stuck by me. And then also, quite frankly, economically, they offered the best price point for me as well. So that was really cool. A few things were the turning point for me. They culminated into one big thing that made me bite the bullet and do this. The last effort of things that I had always done, that had always worked. My latest effort of that, I had just finished that up. Hated how I felt during it. Again, felt like a slave to my appetite. Just was absolutely miserable to my husband, to my kids in the course of doing it, and didn't have the results that I wanted from it. I thought, wow, I can't keep doing this to myself because it's no way to live life. And then I also took a look at the financial and budgeting of it all. And then, as I mentioned before, that customer service that was so responsive and informative and very understanding of my situation. And they were like the ear that I needed to listen to me about what was going on and help me figure out whether it was right for me. All of that helped me to finally go ahead and join. The visible changes are that when I look in the mirror, I see the person who I have been wanting to see physically for a really, really long time. Long time. I've been hoping to see exactly what I see back in the mirror right now. And that is the most satisfying feeling ever. To order something online, to get it in the mail, and to have it fit perfectly, or to be like, wow, this looks exactly like I hoped it would look, versus needing this changed or that changed to it so that it would look all right and work with my body. There's none of that anymore. And it feels really, really good. It's definitely an ego boost. think it's more of an implicit effect on work, relationships, and personal life, because most people don't know that I'm doing this. Is the most public I'll be if any of this gets used on social media about it. And generally, though, I'm not agonizing at social functions anymore over what to eat or how much to eat, and it just doesn't affect me in any way. I'm not sitting there feeling guilty over what I ordered or what I just ate. I'm just like, oh, okay, there's some food and I don't need to eat it right now because I'm not hungry for it and I know it's not good for me. It's a very nice feeling to have that weight off my shoulders about social situations like that. And I think it just makes me a more enjoyable person to be around, to have that like confidence and ambivalence about food, so I can actually focus on the people who I'm with and what we're doing together. You're probably not going to end up using this one, and if you do, you're going to edit it heavily, but most people are telling me that I'm too thin at this point. But again, the reasons for my journey are very personal, and the way that I feel and the confidence that I have now, and knowing why I made this decision and knowing why I went ahead and did this, helps me realize that they really just should probably do it themselves also. And because I don't think it's any coincidence that a lot of the folks who are telling me I'm too thin now are overweight themselves. As I said before, I was a slave to my appetite and my cravings, and I hated that. So that's all gone. Like, for a while when I was adjusting my dose, I did have to make it so that I would still have a little bit of an appetite so that I could eat and get the nutrition that I needed, right? But once I was able to find that happy medium and get the right dosage so that I would have an appetite that allowed me to make proper choices, reducing that food noise that everybody talks about. I feel like it's an overused phrase, but also once you finally understand what it is and what it means, it goes away, you're like, wow, that is so powerful. It's huge. So that's a big thing. And then the increased self-esteem associated with looking the way I want to look when I look in the mirror, and being happy with what I see looking back at me, is just huge for my mental state. It is absolutely a wonderful, wonderful feeling. Plus I feel great too. My body's still strong because of the exercising. It's just a little bit of a different package now that happens to make me feel really great. So the outside definitely has affected the inside in great ways as well. Get off the fence and just do it. It's life-changing. You won't regret it. And I'm an open book. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Let me know. But you also have an amazing team of professionals who are there to ask questions of as well. But as a lay person, as a customer, patient, I'm here for you, for it, whatever it is that you need to know. Get off that fence. Just do it. Just do it.